Okay, whew. So we got some supernatural activity taking place. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What are the messages for whomever may concern? What are the messages? What are the messages? I feel like somebody is burning up. It's like they burning up, they hot, and it's like they got anxiety. Mm. I feel like it's a woman. What are the messages? Okay, so we have a projection. Somebody is trying to say, they're pretty much trying to project that you're going through bizarre circumstances, you can't sleep at night. They're trying to say you don't have no spiritual protection and that you're not innocent. But this is all, this person, this shit has already been proven for them. So it's kind of like, I don't know what the fuck motherfuckers be thinking. It's kind of like what happened to them. They're consciously, this person knows, you know. I believe there was a car accident too, but or something going on with car or transportation, okay? But this person, it's like they know that a certain group or a certain amount of people know the truth, but then it's like they're trying to talk to other people who don't really know them. You know what I mean? They're trying to tell people, things about you, trying to get people to believe that their truth is yours. So, once again, just dealing with opposition, I pick up that you sleep good at night. Okay? This person, they have some serious issues with confidence and faith. So, I mean, people who do that, they always try to be in control. Okay, so they have misfortune, right? Eight of cups in reverse. This is a toxic group of people. People who are so emotionally toxic. It's kind of like, you know, this is just screaming like lack of confidence. That's what it is. You know. So when it comes to you, in the position of your crown, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So what is on your mind is your financial independence. This could be some type of a contract. Maybe you are an independent contractor. Maybe you're thinking about hiring an independent contractor. You're showing up. You're showing up here in both masculine and feminine, or this could be somebody on the outside. It's a lot of fire in here, so there's a lot of movement. So it's kind of like your actions, the actions that you're taking, it's like burning somebody ass up. So it's like you're burning off their projections. Okay, we've gone in and we've separated the energy, so they're stuck with their energy. You got passion here too. So this is going to be attraction. This is going to be like a desire to rise above the norm. Something here about graceful movements, release of emotions, following your bliss, vulnerability, openness. This is like a passion for life. So inspiration. This could also have something to do with some type of travel. Okay, we do have the authorities here. So the authorities are lined up with this King of Wands person. Okay, so I don't know if this reading is for a man or if it's for a woman, but child, I don't know. But if these are two separate people, these two are a match. Okay, so somebody, you met your match, or somebody feels as if you are their match. You are like their equal. You guys complement each other very well. Okay, there's something here too about generosity. This is a give and take situation, you know, but it's more so speaking of authorities. So I feel like this King of Wands person is an authoritative person. This person may be generous towards you, or they want some type of exchange. It's like an exchange for an exchange. Law of exchange is what I pick up, okay? So this Queen of Wands, this is a peaceful person. Okay, so she represents influence, So the masculine represents leadership and she represents influence, which means that she influences individuals. She gathers individuals up and she takes them to the leader. Okay. So, it definitely could be some type of a partnership, some type of promotion. It definitely gives me fun because the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, I mean, they like to have fun. I don't know. There's something here about fun, but I really do pick up something about travel. Okay. I pick up somebody, it's kind of like a card pulls up, and it's like these dudes like in all black, and they're wearing sunglasses and they got shitted pieces in their ear or something like that. And they're just like, we're here, blah 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 blah, and we need you to come with us. It's kind of like when you get in the car, you have to sign some type of paperwork or documentation. Okay. And then it's just like, they take you. I see, it looks like a hotel. Okay. It doesn't have to be a hotel. It could just be a business. It could be an institution. You know what I'm saying? But it's a place. It's a tall place. It's a tall building. Okay. Maybe you have to sign some documentation. You may be escorted somewhere and you have to sign like some documentation, some important documentation. Somebody also could be getting like served. Is that what they call it? Served or something? Could be something as simple as jury duty too. But there's passing, it's like files that are being passed back and forth. So maybe something needs your signature. You may have to travel. But if not, it's kind of like somebody's attraction to you. Well, the attraction is mutual. It's very physical. I keep hearing that song, I could stay away just to hear you breathing, watch you smile while you are sleeping, while you're far away and dreaming. I don't know. It's by Aerosmith. In this moment forever, forever and ever, I don't want to close my eyes. So, something like that. Maybe you run into somebody. You run into somebody that you were least expecting or something. The two of you, you're just like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, you take advantage of the moment. So you're just like, hey, why don't we go grab some coffee? Why don't we go, go get something to eat? Why don't we just, go and talk about something? Okay. So, that too is what I pick up. And it's like this man is going to be generous towards this woman. It looks like a date. It looks like a date. It's it's looking like, this guy, he wants to spoil this woman. You know what I'm saying? So with the six of pentacles here, like I said, is give and take. So it's kind of like if I'm spending my money, it's like he's wanting her energy, which means that, he wants her full attention. He wants her giving him all her attention. Of course, he he's trying to get the cookie. So I mean, but this is kind of where it stops though, with the generosity. So, signing paperwork though, and we're talking about a contract. Maybe this person just wants to hire you for something, and you have to sign a contract. You may even have to travel. You may not have the means to travel, so that may be this person's generosity. Okay. Be careful too, because I pick up something here about like baby fever. It's like the two of you, because there's really no communication. The only communication that I see is something about having to travel. So, this don't, I mean, it's kind of like there are things, that's why y'all energy is matching, because I don't know how to explain this shit. Y'all energy just match. So if y'all are thinking about a baby or having children or something, it's kind of like babies are on both of y'all minds, but y'all not communicating that with each other. So when it comes to this man, I think he may be a powerful man. So, if there is intimacy and, you don't really know if you want another baby or not, you might want to, um, of course, you definitely want to encourage protection. Okay? Encourage protection. Mm. So, because I have a feeling this person, if you lay down with this person, they already got it in their mind that they're going to get your ass pregnant. Okay? This is crazy. I'm not picking up any backstory. I'm not picking up anything beyond the two of you meeting up. But for the woman, this man is very generous. And he's generous without expectations. But at the same time, when people know that they're generous, they're going to be paying attention to everything that they're giving and receiving. And I think that that's fair because generous people get taken advantage of a lot. Generosity is just an act. It's not something you think about. It's just something in which that you do. So this person is very charitable. And I do believe that they're willing to be charitable to you as well. Charity is a feminine trait, though. So it's kind of like he may not necessarily be an emotional man or, like he may not really be too in touch with his feelings or his emotions, you know. But it's like his generosity, he speaks through so he's a provider, okay? So he's a provider. So, his money speaks loud, like time and money. So, just kind of keep that in mind. I just have a need to just tell this woman because it's like this man is not dumb, he's going to be paid. Like your actions are going to tell him everything that he needs to know. So if you're like sitting back being Princess Patty and just sitting on your high horse and just receiving everything that he gives, like best believe he's taking mental notes. He's absolutely taking mental notes. Okay. He values his money and he values his time, and especially if he's extending an olive branch to you, because I do see that too. It's like he already knows that he wants to invest in you in some kind of way, but he's, like I said, he's also wanted to extend the olive branch with helping you to commute. Okay. The both of you are very excited about each other. I believe the two of you inspire each other. You guys admire one another. The energy is just so mutual here. That's why I say, somebody is just like, I met my match. This is my match. So I don't know who this other person is. This could be your ex. This could be theirs. This could just be somebody who's just hating on you or somebody who's just hating on them. But this looks like somebody, the person who's projecting, it's like they got left behind. They got left behind. So if this is a woman that is projecting on another woman, it's kind of like this other woman was in competition with you for a man. And it seems like the man chose you. This woman looked at this man as a way out. She's toxic. It kills me because it's like toxic people. You have people who will have certain awakenings and they will awaken that the life that they chose is not the life that they want. This person makes toxic choices and decisions, and they belong to a toxic family and they're surrounded around toxic individuals. But this person wants something more. They want something new. They want something more. But the thing is that they're not even ready for what they want. some things in life, I tell people all the time, you can have whatever you want. It's maintaining it. That's going to be the challenge. But there are certain things in life to where if you don't align with it to it, you are not going to have it. So it's like this person is trying to manifest, you know, but they're not in alignment with their manifestation, which means that they have to put in the work. They have the card here of challenge, but they're not rising to the challenge. They're not willing to put in the work for what they want. It's like this woman wants a man who displays leadership. The King of Wands is very handsome. It's a very handsome person. Okay. So, and there's a difference. Meaning, so when I say handsome, it means that he looks like a man. He's a handsome man, like manly, like manly. Okay. But he's in the community, he's in charge. He's the leader. He's the provider. He's honorable. He's honest. He's faithful. This is a good man. So, fire also represents confidence. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's something that this woman does not have. Like the decisions that she makes, it's not very smart decisions. Like with the Chariot in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse. Then with the Eight of Cups, it's just, she got work to do. She don't want the work. She just think that she's going to get an ideal good man and she can just be toxic and bring him down and destroy his life. When she's tired of him, she's just going to move on to the next, because that's what the toxicity does. It's like vampire-ish. You get into a relationship, it's all good. When it starts getting challenging, when it starts getting thick, motherfuckers be ready to give up. Now they want something new, because what they had before is kind of like, oh, this is old. This is worn out. I'm not in love with this person no more. This is not, they're pissing me off. This woman is not ready. Whatever this man has, whatever he has worked for, it's like she will destroy everything. I think that's what's going on in her life. If she brings people down, she destroys. It's a lot of drama. Then the decisions in which that she makes, it always comes from a toxic place. So she's not civil. She can't, this man holds authority. So, he needs a woman that can listen to him, that is okay with taking his direction. Not somebody who wants to argue over stuff and, they want to throw stuff, bust windows out of the car and act crazy and stuff. I feel like, this woman, she thinks that type of shit is cute. She thinks that is cute. To some men, it may be cute, but it's not cute to this man here. Like, I just feel like he's worked very hard for a lot of the things that he has. And, he has to be smart about who he has around him. That's why I say time and money. You know what I mean? Time and money. Because it's kind of like, what else can you offer? What else can you give me other than pussy? You know what I'm saying? So this woman, she would not be able to bring this man peace. And I think that he sees that. I think that she's in a relationship anyway, because there's a man here. So her and her man must be, that's why I say she a vampire, her and her man must be going through things, and it's like she looking for a way out. So she wanted this other man over here, but it's just like, you need to go through some training. You need some training, girl. You see, most people they feel like if they get what they want, then they'll behave. But it's kind of like, no, you're not going to escape who you are just because your external situations change. That's not the way that works. You're just going to revert back to being yourself when you get tired of being fake or when you get comfortable. Okay. So, that's all the much that I pick up for this reading. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.